Welcome to this week's crypto forecast for the week ending March 10th, 2023. My name is Justin Bennett with Daily Price Action, and in today's forecast, we are going to talk about the US dollar, the S&P 500, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a Polygon or MATIC. So starting here with the DXY, guys, this is the US dollar index, and the market was very sideways this week. So not really giving us a whole lot of indication where this is going to trend over the coming weeks. But what we can say is that right now, the market is pulling back here. It could be a bull flag. We'll see how this plays out next week. If we get confirmation on a close above this level up here, then we could see a run at 105.60, which would be the next key resistance for the US dollar. Now, if we get a further pullback from the DXY, then we're looking at a move down here toward potentially about 103.50 or so. Okay, so that would be the next key support if we do get a run below this level here. Okay, so if we see the DXY punch through this, then we're looking at 103.50, which was resistance back here. And you can see that it was support late last year. Okay, so this is going to be the next key area for the DXY. So 103.50 and 105.60. So next up, we have the S&P 500. And the reason I like talking about this when I look at the crypto market is because the crypto market tends to follow the equity market here in the US. Now, with that said, obviously Bitcoin had a mind of its own overnight, dropping about 6%. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 was rallying. So a little bit of a dislocation there between the two. But for the S&P, guys, here's what I'm looking at. So this week we saw a retest of 39.30. This is the level that we have been looking at now for the past few weeks. So I've mentioned this on Twitter. I've talked about it a ton in Discord over the past few weeks. And sure enough, we got the retest this week and a significant bounce. Okay, so you can see that this is the all-time high trend line, very significant level for the S&P 500. Everybody is watching this level. So as long as the market is above it, okay, we have to stay at least somewhat bullish, thinking that the market is going to bounce like we saw this week. Okay, so right now, 40.20, this is the level that I've also pointed out on Twitter. And you can see where, right now the market is trading above it with a little bit of time left here in after hours trading. Now, the market did just close the cash session above that level. Okay, so I do think that for next week, this close right here, okay, above 40.20 is going to open up 40.85. That's the closing price back here. It's also a key pivot through this area. Okay, so we could get a retest down here around 4,000, maybe 40.20 in this region. But if that holds, then we could see that move up here toward 40.85. Now, what effect that'll have on the crypto market depends on one specific level for Bitcoin that we'll get to in a moment. But for right now, this is what I'm looking at for the S&P 500. It does look relatively bullish here in the short term. Again, coming off of that all-time high trend line and also closing the day above 40.20. Okay, so now for Bitcoin, which came off overnight. So we saw a break this consolidation that we saw for several days. Okay, so we had consolidation between this area just above 23,000 and also 23,800. Now, so far, we're seeing a slight bounce for BTC from this January trend line. However, so far, it's really not that convincing. Okay, we saw a slight bounce, but all in all, if you look at the hourly time frame, you can see how sideways this is, especially if you look at the 4-hour chart. I mean, all day today, it has just been absolutely sideways. All right, so we could see another rundown here, maybe toward this wick. But if Bitcoin can hold this area around 21,900, then we could see over the coming days a push up here toward 23,130. And that's especially true if we see the S&P 500 also catch a bid next week and move up here toward 40.85. Okay, so if we see that, then we could see Bitcoin move up here to retest that area as new resistance. Now, with that said, this does not look very bullish. Okay, we have not really seen much of a bounce today. Buyers are really nowhere to be seen. So even if we see a move up here, that could be a potential short opportunity. The only way that Bitcoin can really turn bullish here again is if it reclaims 23,130. And the reason for that is because this is the monthly open. All right, so if we go in here to the monthly time frame, you can see that this right here, okay, 23,130, this is the monthly open. It was the monthly close back here, monthly open and close last month, and the monthly open for March. Okay, so 23,130, guys, is going to be very significant going forward, this level right here. All right, and even if Bitcoin gets above that on a daily closing basis, so let's just say that over the coming days, we see a reclaim up here, it's still going to have to deal with 23,800 in order to take on those equal highs around 25,000. Now, if we see Bitcoin close below this trend line here, all right, right around 21,900 in the coming days, then that would open up the next level, the next horizontal right here around 21,500. And as I pointed out on the blog yesterday, there are a lot of liquidations, okay, over $100 billion in liquidations down here right around 20,800. All right, so that could be the next stop for Bitcoin if it holds below 23,130. Again, guys, this is going to be the level to reclaim. As of right now, though, it is resistance with support coming in right around 21,900. So next we have Ethereum, and I want to start here kind of zoomed out to show you this level that comes off of these lows from 2021. Okay, so you can see that off of these lows back here, we've got this high, this one, and also this one recently. So Ethereum is coming off of a very significant resistance area. And you can see that this was the candle that retested that. That was also this short-term trend line right here. Okay, so basically the market's coming off of resistance right now. We did see a very minor fake out above 1670 here recently. So you can see where this was resistance back here. We got the close above, held above it for a few days. We got the close below and then a retest over these few days. Okay, so, right now with Ethereum, a very congested market. We can say that for a lot of the market really right now, and Ethereum is no exception. Now, the key for ETH bulls, okay, if this is going to turn bullish again, the key is going to be 1600 and specifically 1605, because just like with Bitcoin, this is the monthly open. All right, this candle right here, this green candle opened at 1605. So that's going to be the March open right there, which is going to be very significant going forward. The longer we see Ethereum trade below that area, okay, the more daily closes we see below it, the more that builds up as resistance. So Ethereum would have to reclaim 1600 to take on 1670. But then even above that, we've got this area just above 1700, which is that long-term trend line that I just showed you. Okay, now to the downside, we have 1500, all right, these lows back here. And then below that, we have this confluence of support down here right around 1420. So once again, a very congested market, very sideways. So keep that in mind if you are trading these markets, because this is not a time for large positions or even, expecting significant moves over the course of days or weeks. This is a very congested market. It's one where you want to trade with a smaller size and also take profits early and often. And last up, I want to talk about MATIC. So this is one that is an absolute, beautiful fake out that we got up here. Okay, fake out, deviation, call it what you want. But basically the market came up here above this high from back here, closed above it on several days. We got the pullback. You can see where the market tried to hold above it on this candle, and it eventually failed. Now, I mentioned this to members in Discord back when the market was trading here, okay, as it was breaking down. And I know a lot of members got in just below 130, so up here in this area. So a great short opportunity so far. Now, for MATIC, the next step is going to be 117.9, okay, 1.179. That's going to be the level right now to essentially either reclaim this to stay, somewhat constructive, at least above this area, or if we get the daily close today below that level, which it looks like we might, then that would flip to resistance. Now, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you can see just how significant this level has been. Okay, right at 1.179, support back here and resistance so far today. So a daily close below that opens up the area right around 1.05, okay, $1.05. So you can see back here resistance and support. But I will say though, looking at this and the significance of this fake out up here that we saw above that 130 area, I do think that, we could see a move down here into this area, if not all the way down here toward just below $1 and potentially even a bit lower than that. Okay, we have a very significant level down here right around 75 cents that could come into play over the coming weeks. So basically this is one big range for MATIC that you can see it trading in down here. This is range resistance. We got the fake out up here, and a fake out like this to one side of a pattern, it typically triggers an extended move in the opposite direction. So I would not be at all surprised to see MATIC trading below $1 over the coming weeks. And this is also one reason why I have doubts about things like Bitcoin. Okay, can Bitcoin recover? Yes. But when you look at something like MATIC and the way that it's trading below this level here and looking very weak, I do have my doubts about whether the crypto market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., can recover from the sell-off that we've seen. All right, guys, so be very careful out there, very sideways market still. Keep an eye on the S&P 500 too, because this level up here at 4085 is going to be very significant next week. You can see where this is also the golden pocket, all right, of this latest move down. So 4085 is going to be one to watch because we could just see the market come up here, test this area, and then rotate lower, all right? And that right there would have, bearish effects on the crypto market, because right now the crypto market is really not reacting to the upside from equities. But if we were to get this, I can assure you that it would certainly react. All right, so that's it for today's video, guys. If you found it helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and I will talk to you all again next week.